Hey, what's up guys, Devil Dog Gamer, and welcome to another Marine Corps Mondays. And before we get into a story about the Marines, I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with me. A few of you know if you've been on my Facebook and been talking to me. Right now, I'm in danger of losing where I live. My hours at work got drastically cut to the point where I don't even know why I show up there anymore. So I'm a little fucked. Definitely don't know how I'm going to pay rent this month. Freaks me out a little bit because I've never really run into this situation before. And I was actually, next month was going to, do my first semester of college. And since a lot of you know, I don't have the GI Bill because I got fucked over by the government, like a lot of other servicemen. I was going to have to pay for it out of pocket. Now I can't, because now I don't really have the money to even do that or pay rent, so I'm kind of fucked. And a lot of you think, oh yeah, you got YouTube. YouTube doesn't pay shit, I'll tell you that. YouTube maybe lets me go out and drink a little bit, maybe go to the range, that's about it. This isn't big money, guys. I'm not fucking, FPS Russia making like 10,000 a month off this shit. But, I was talking with a few of you guys on Facebook, and they're like, well, you helped PD out, and we all helped him out, why don't we help you out? And, it got me thinking, that's right, we did help PD, and, you guys are definitely, willing to help veterans out. You guys love it, but I don't know. I'm not really one to ask for money. I don't like doing that. But maybe in this situation, it's prudent. So, anyways, I'm not gonna beg you guys. I'm just gonna throw this out here. If you guys are willing, you want to help me out a little bit, feel like giving me $1, $2, whatever. Anything helps. That all adds up. I'm gonna leave a donation link in the description below. You guys feel like helping out, because if I don't have a place to live, there's really not going to be any videos. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do for YouTube at that point. I don't know. It's all confusing. My life's a fucking shithole, Me and Mrs. Devil Dog Gamer aren't together anymore. Wasted all that money on New York City for nothing. Nothing. We'll get into that. We'll do our own special video for that sometime this week. But anyways, donations in the link description below, so check it out if you got some money you're willing to spend and help me out. It's greatly appreciated. I will be forever in your debt. And Marine Corps Mondays are back. They're not going anywhere. I plan on doing them. I'm also going to be doing more commentaries, just talking about random life shit. It has nothing to do with the Marines, my experiences with life and my thoughts and tips for you guys, because I've pretty much been in whatever situation you can think of, I've been in it. Anyways, back on to the Marine Corps Mondays. So, I've heard a few of you guys talk about PMO. And what PMO is pretty much the military police. It's the police that are on the military base. I'm not sure what PMO stands for, and I know I sound like a fucking idiot right now. I really do not know what PMO stands for. Like, nobody ever explained it to me. But pretty much, they're the guys in the Marines that run the gates, check people in, they go around their police cars, run radar. If somebody calls 911, they're the ones who show up. They are the biggest Blue Falcons in the Marine Corps, and a Blue Falcon is a buddy fucker. They do not care what rank you are, what your situation is, nothing. They will fuck you over in a heartbeat. Now, to give you any idea how fucking shitty PMO is, they actually get 3-day weekends if they catch someone with a DUI. So not only do they, your normal weekend liberty is a Saturday and Sunday. They would get a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday if they catch a DUI. It sounds a little fucked up, right? That's a little bit of an incentive to go out there and find some DUIs, right? Yeah. They do that constantly. Even if you, don't even look drunk, they'll still give you a fucking breathalyzer. It doesn't matter. I've gotten so many breathalyzers from PMO that it's been retarded. Like, I've never had a breathalyzer before until I joined the Marines. And then it was like a fucking weekend event. Like, every weekend I was getting a breathalyzer. It was just really dumb. But anyways, so my experience with it is, we had this one time, we had the Morongo Casino, which was way outside, maybe 45 minutes out of base. It's an Indian casino. I'd never really been to a casino before, so all my buddies, they all took me there, and they're like, oh, you gotta go to a casino, and they're showing me how to fucking play and stuff. I ended up making some money. Well, I had a few drinks while I was there, even though I was underage. Whatever. I was supposed to be the DD, and there was about 6 of us, and I forget what we were driving. It was an SUV, though. I wasn't drunk. Maybe I was a little teeny buzzed, but I mean, it was like barely. I mean, I've been worse buzzed, and I've driven a lot worse than I was before. I was fine. Now, I think this was a Wednesday when we went, because I remember it was like midweek. It was a Wednesday. We had to be at formation at 05. And at that time, we were rolling out of there at 03. Like, and it was 45 minutes away. So I'm hauling ass trying to get back to base. So we roll into base and get to the gate. There's no cars there. There's just PMO just chilling there at the gate, and we're the only car. I'm like, fuck, man, this is not gonna be cool. And everyone's like, okay, act normal, act normal. When I heard act normal, I'm like, fuck, we are in trouble. I was like, this sucks. So get to the gate. It's a chick. It's some fucking corporal chick, and I'm like, great, this is gonna be fantastic. So we all hand her her IDs. She looks at me and she's like, you been drinking? I'm like, no, it's like 3:30 in the morning. I want to go to sleep. I'm tired. And she's like, you look to me like you've been drinking. And I'm like, I haven't been drinking. I'm not even old enough to drink. I was like, I'm just the DD. So the chick sits there and she talks to her little buddy for a second. She's like, alright. She's like, go pull your car over there into that parking lot and then come back to the gate. And I'm like, oh, fantastic. This is not cool. And everyone's like, dude, are you alright? I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'm not drunk at all. Like, I'm fine. So go and pull my car over the car over there. And my corporal at the time, he was a dick, but he was in the back, completely plastered, passed the fuck out in the back seat, like literally like snoring. So they go over and they're searching the car while I walk over there, and I could see him shining the flashlight at him, and I heard him yell something like, get the fuck away from me, you pogue ass bitch, or something like that. It was something having to do with pogues and get the fuck away from me, and I started laughing. So I get to the gate. The chick's sitting there asking me questions. You had anything drink? I'm like, no. I was like, I'm the DD. We were at the casino. You know, they're all of legal age, and you know, I was the DD. I was like, that's why they brought me with them. And they're like, oh, okay. They're like, well, you look like you've been drinking. Your eyes are all bloodshot. And I was like, I'm really tired. I was like, I haven't, you know, I had a long day yesterday, and you know, I have to be at formation soon, and I wanted to go to sleep. I'm tired, and that's why we left. She's like, all right. Well, she's like, just wait here for a second. I swear to God, every PMO on that base came to that gate. There was literally, it was a tiny gate. I mean, the size of like my room. It was fucking tiny. And there were like 10 PMO, including a fucking gunnery sergeant PMO, in that gate questioning me about if I've been drinking or not. I'm like, what the fuck? So finally I was like, maybe I had a beer. What does it matter? And they're like, I was like, maybe I had a beer before I left base. What does it matter? And so I should have just kept my mouth shut, because at that point, all hell broke loose. They're, you know, when did you have your beer? Who gave you the beer? Blah, blah, blah. Did you have anything at the casino? Blah, blah, blah. And it went on and on and on. And finally, they're like, well, we're going to give you a breathalyzer. And I was like, shit. Because I still feel a little, kind of like, you know, I had a little bit in me. And I'm like, man, this is not going to be cool. I was like, Gunny's going to fucking kill me. So, we had to wait 10 minutes for the guy to bring the breathalyzer. So it was some boot fucking private that they had to administer the breathalyzer. So I do it. I blow. They're all staring at it, like looking all intently, and I'm it was kind of funny because it's like all these PMO are just looking at this breathalyzer, waiting to see what it says. 0.000. So they're like, the guy's like, did I do it right? And he's like, just do it one more time. So I blew one more time, 0.000. And I was like, okay, can I go? And they're like, just wait a minute. And they're like, you know, we could still arrest you for even saying that you had alcohol. And I'm like, really? I was like, what if I was fucking busting your balls? I was like, you're gonna arrest me because I was joking around with you, saying I did have something to drink, because you guys are sitting there grilling me about alcohol? And they're like, well, you know, I'm gonna talk to your CO and tell him about you and blah blah blah. I'm like, fantastic. I'm like, this is gonna be great. Yo, please go talk to my CO and tell him that I had a fucking beer. Oh, fantastic. Mommy's gonna beat me. But you know, it was funny. So they let me go, and all my buddies were like, dude, what the fuck? And I told them about it, and they're laughing their ass off, and they're like, holy shit. So I ended up going back to sleep, getting to formation. They never told my CO shit. It was just scare tactics and stuff, and, you know, nobody heard about it. And we actually told my gunny about it, and he was laughing his ass off, and he was like, those fucking pogues, they're pieces of shit. Infantry hate fucking PMO, like, seriously. I remember we were at a bar one time, and this fucking PMO bastard was like, oh, we keep you guys safe, blah blah blah. And I'm like, motherfucker, if you're out in a fob and that gets attacked, I'm the one who goes out there and fucking keeps your ass from getting your throat slit, you asshole. And shit. You know, it's like they always try to talk themselves up to it. And it is funny because, like, when you go out and drink and you're like, oh yeah, I'm infantry, and you don't say anything. Like, you're just like, oh, I'm infantry. And then you get the fucking pogue-ass asshole who's like, oh yeah, well I was this, and I did this and that, and all kinds of shit. And it's like, they try to talk themselves up to be something, you know, because I think they're a little intimidated. They're like, oh, this guy was a grunt? Oh, okay, well, I did this and that, and went here, and we had one time, and I went and did this, and, you know, shit like that. And it's like, that's fucking old. That's a pogue thing for you. Pogues will always do that shit. They tell you what they've done, where they've been, you know, how cool they are. Fuck that shit. I'm grunt. Everybody knows how cool I am. You know what I mean? But anyways, PMO, I would not suggest signing up for PMO. If you want to be a cop after you get out of the Marines, PMO is not the way to go. Do infantry. You're definitely smiled upon. I got multiple police departments. I got my buddies that work them. They're constantly talking to me like, when are you going to join the force? When are you going to join the force? I don't feel like sitting in a car for 8 fucking hours every day. That sounds like the gayest thing I've ever heard of. But if you want to be a cop, PMO is not the route to go. Sure, it gives you the experience of being a cop and everything. They like infantry a lot more. They like to know you can handle stressful situations and that you're well trained and that you have combat experience. Police departments love that shit. So, go grunt. I mean, that's 90% of the people who I talk to who were PMO or MP or anything like that, or the gayest shit like that, they all went because they wanted to be a cop afterwards. And, it's not the route to go. Infantry is definitely what you want to do if you feel like you want to do police force after that. It's definitely a much better situation, and they like it a lot more. So anyways, maybe I'm thinking next week we might do question and answers. It depends on the questions I get, because lately when I ask for questions, they kind of come back they're either repeats or just weird questions. So leave your questions in the comments. Let me know if you got any new questions. I'll check them out. We'll do a question and answers if I get some good ones. Also, if you donated, leave a comment below. Let me know you donated so I can fucking thank you personally for your help in keeping me with a roof over my head and keeping this YouTube thing going, so I don't have to live in a shed and run extension cords and shit. Like, could you imagine that? Like, living out in the woods, like, fucking with a fucking huge computer setup doing YouTube? Like, seriously, that'd be some weird ass shit. Like running an Ethernet cable like to fucking Walmart or something. That would be some shit. At that point, I'd be like, why am I still alive? And just fucking put a gun in my mouth. But anyways, so yeah, not really much. Oh, we got some Farming Simulator coming. When I did a live stream, a lot of you guys thought the Farming Simulator was fucking hilarious, and I actually went back and played a little bit more. It's actually kind of fun. Farming Simulator's a little fun, so I was like, let's do it. Let's do the Farming Simulator and see what's up. So that's coming up soon, and we're gonna do some more Wasteland, and I'm really DayZ at the moment. We might do. There's a custom. We made our hardcore into Taviana server. I'm gonna start playing that here and there if I can get the numbers of people up a little more. But right now, I'm just kind of waiting for standalone. I really want to play standalone. I don't feel like playing it until it's standalone. I've kind of played out the alpha of DayZ. So just waiting for standalone right now. And once standalone starts, then I'm gonna be back into DayZ like I was before. Alright guys, so anyways, leave your comments below, don't forget to donate, I'll talk to you guys later. Alright, peace.